Good morning, folks. Welcome back. It is the third open week of spring turkey season here in Tennessee. Today I'm going after a public land bird. First time I've ever been on this piece of property, piece of public land. I went last weekend, hunted some private family property, and actually got a bird and tried to record it. But a little piece of advice to anybody out there trying to film their own hunts: it helps if you keep a charged battery in the camera. But in my defense, it's hard to do that when you got a field full of hens in front of you and you're hoping a tom comes out and you don't want to spook them off. But I had a really awesome hunt last weekend. A lot of cool first time experiences I'd never had before. That was really fun. But anyway, today is the meat and bones of what paying dues is all about. So I'm going up here to this piece of public land in Tennessee. I cyber scouted it, but I've never had boots on the ground up here before. There's a lot of interesting looking stuff. There's some clear cuts, some fields, a lot of ridge tops, a lot of walking, I guess, probably old logging roads, pathways that run back through it. There's power line cut through that cuts through it. And it's on the lake, so there's water, obviously, and food sources. But like I said, I've never been up here before. Essentially my plan today is to go in here. I'm hoping to get in here. It's 10 till 5 right now. It should start cracking daylight around 6. And it's probably going to take me an hour to get up here. I wanted to get up here a little bit earlier than this, but I didn't. And so the plan is to get up here, and essentially I'm just going to either walk the ridges or drive the road and listen and hope I hear a gobbler. I'm not going to make any calls because it's public land. I'm assuming they've already been hunted for a couple weeks. I'm assuming they're going to be call shy. So I'm going to go in here, I'm going to walk around and listen, or drive around and listen, and hopefully I can hear some birds gobbling, and then kind of set up and get close to them, and then maybe start doing some calling. We'll see what happens. The experiences I've had with pressure turkey has been, they usually don't start getting talkative until 10 or 11 o'clock in the day, mid-morning, after a lot of people have already called it quits for the day and gone home. So I'm kind of, to use an old fishing axiom, I'm going to let the turkey tell me what they want. If I hear them out there talking and chatting a lot, I might get in there and start making some calls and talking and chatting with them. But if not, I'm just going to kind of lay low and try to let them tell me what they want. Locator calls. I'm not anywhere near a professional turkey hunter at all. But from what I have personally seen out in the turkey woods, there are enough noises in nature to elicit a shot gobble from a turkey that you don't need to use locator calls, especially if you're on public land. There's no point in making the birds call shy. And because, you know, if they get used to hearing crow and owl calls and they can identify the differences, I don't know if they can or not, but assuming they can identify the difference between an artificial sound and a natural sound, then that's going to carry over, to my opinion, that's going to carry over to everything. So there's no point in making them any more call shy than they already are by going in and using locator calls like owls or crows. Now, if you're on a piece of private or something like that and there's no hunting pressure around, it's a completely different story. But I mean, I've heard turkeys shot gobble to peacocks, to train cars smashing together. So I mean, just kind of let nature work its course and just be quiet and listen. So wish me luck. I'm gonna go out here today. Hopefully I can catch some good action on film. I'm gonna go out here this morning, walk some ridges, drive some roads, keep my ear open. Hopefully I can hear some birds. Got some real interesting weather coming in. They're calling for rain and storms to move in. I'm over here in East Tennessee, and they're moving into the Memphis area right now. So just depending on how fast they are, it's probably looking at the rain to start hitting around midday. I'm hoping that might actually dissuade some folks from getting out there this morning. Now, I'm all for public land. Little disclaimer: I want people to go out. I want them to buy their license. Please go out and buy your licenses, because that helps conservation. And get out there and hunt public land. But if it's going to help me a little bit, by keeping some people out of the woods this morning. If it's going to be a little rainy, then by all means, bring it on. But anyway, stay tuned. Wish me luck. I didn't mean to ramble as long as I did, but I had a lot of stuff I wanted to tell you guys this morning. So hopefully we can put together a pattern and get on a bird. And if not, at the very least, hopefully we can figure out where they're at up here, and maybe get back in here next weekend and put a pattern together and bag a bird. So stay tuned. Well, folks, plan A, which was to ride around and walk high ridge tops and listen for birds, may not work because it's significantly more windy than I thought it was going to be. So what I may end up doing is pulling out my Onyx and trying to find a holler or something I can get down in with maybe some fields or something the birds might hang out in. But I knew it was going to be windy today. I was just hoping it would kind of wait till later in the day to get started. But I know one thing, the whippoorwills are going off like car alarms up here. They've kind of calmed down now with the lights are getting a little bit brighter, but man, it was doop-a-doo, whippoorwill, whippoorwill. I mean, like, I don't even know how they were breathing. They were going off. It was insane. But yeah, see what happens. Well, let's ease down through here, through this power line cut. Stay close to the wood line to see if we can't get out of this wind. Right here and see if we can strike something up. I found some old signs, some old scrapes, but I'm kind of out of the wind, down a little holler, and there's a field running to my left, so see what happens. I think it's another hunter. I hear an owl call. It's way too late today to be an owl. And that's why I don't want to overcall. I heard something crackle into the woods. Might have been another hunter, it might have been a deer, but I heard something. Guess it was nothing. About to move on up the road. I think my box call's about to have something rough. I'm about to move and drop off the other side of this ridge out of the wind because it's windy as crap. Well, I was walking along this field edge and I just found this. It's old, weather beaten, but at least I know at some point in the past there's been turkeys here. So, hope you hear me. Yeah, at least I know at some point in time in the past there's been turkey here. This thing's been here for a minute. I had to sit down in a hurry. I wasn't expecting anything. I was climbing this ridge to get back to the top. I was going to work my way over to the other ridge. And I'll be darned if I didn't hear a turkey. I don't know if it's a hen or it's a gobbler. It didn't gobble. It's yelping. But it might have a gobbler with it. So we're going to sit right here on this ridge and see what happens. Well, let's see. Well, folks, guess we're gonna call it quits. It's 2 o'clock. Tired. Been walking all day. Been walking all day. And she said, "That don't concern me as long as I get my rent money next Friday." Anyway, now, I believe the turkey I heard earlier on the ridge back that way was of the 6 foot tall camo variety. I couldn't swear to it. Never saw him, but pretty sure it was another hunter. We're just going to head back to a truck. We got a little ways to go, and the road runs along a ridge top, so I'll stop, make a few calls here and there, see if we can't strike a bird. But unless I hear something, pretty much done. I ain't going to stop and set up anymore unless I hear something I have good reason to. But I mean, it's been a blast. I love being out here in the woods. I'm just whipped. So yeah, let's start running over back to the truck and see what happens. Well, folks, it did not happen today. Had a blast anyway. Always a good time to be out in the woods. Learned a lot about this piece of public land I didn't know. I didn't know anything about it. Never been up here before. Saw some sign, but most of it was old sign. It looked like it had been here since probably before the opening weekend, which was 3 weeks ago. Talked to a guy on the way out. He was coming in to hunt. And he said there's birds in here. He said it's a good place to hunt. He said it's one of his favorite pieces of public land. But it's just going to take some more boots on the ground and huffing and puffing and doing some scouting. But I learned a lot about the layout of the place. I still got a lot more to discover and check out. But it was just really windy today, and I couldn't hear anything. Birds didn't seem to be like they were too chatty or talkative too much. But as my dear old mother always used to say, you know, excuses are like buttholes. Everybody's got one and they all stink, but you know, I got out here and gave it my all, give it my best shot. So and if I don't know how accurate this thing is on my phone, but it says I walked 7.5 miles today, which anybody who has ever been out in the woods knows that when you're going up and down ridges and stuff, that's taxing. So I'm wore out, but I had a good time. But stay tuned. Hopefully there'll be a part 2 to this video where I come back up here to this wildlife management area and get on a bird. Hopefully it will not be windy like it is now, because I couldn't hear anything today. except for a whippoorwill that had to be within 5 feet of the road this morning. But thanks for watching. Sorry it's not a whole lot of action to see, but appreciate you.